it is very clear on the Attorney General's Act, the roles of the AG. They are the drafters. But what we do is what Biketi has explained. We are coordinating the other processes, the other steps, but them, they are the drafters of the legislation. And that's why we were saying, Honorable Member raised this, that how about if we equip the capacity of the state law officers so that they do the drafting at the MDAs. That is exactly what we are saying. We are saying the state law office needs to be empowered so that it employs more state council to be deployed to various MDAs so that they do a serious work. By the time that work reaches the AG, it will not take a lot of time because it has been well, our role is to coordinate the government legislative agenda. Basically, across the ministries, departments, and agencies. Then liars with the majority leader on the same. Honorable members, I don't see any instance where we've ever usurped on the powers of Parliament. Parliament has been doing their role as a legislative house, and executive, as in the executive, we are doing our role, particularly as parliamentary affairs, in coordinating the legislation and the appearances of CSS in Parliament.
We see there is a lot of gaps in terms of the policy development, as I was talking in my presentation, policy implementation, and the overlaps. And those overlaps are the ones that are causing the inefficiencies. So when we have a very good system in place, the whole issue of efficiency will come up. We will avoid issues of duplications, because you find that in this policy space, one ministry is developing a similar policy which is being developed in another MDS, for example. So we are coming up even with a repository to see what is the whole space in terms of the policies that exist in the country, so that we can now capacity build and can then explain we don't need this. Because we also have the responsibility of building capacity within the MDAs. So as my colleague have said, is that when we have sufficient staff, we will be in a very good position now to be advising the MDAs in this space. And again, we're having a framework, a system, a monitoring and evaluation, information management system, that when a ministry is initiating a policy, there are steps to be followed, and we can see at what level is that ministry in. So we can engage continuously, because we need to be reviewing all the policy development, how policies are implemented, and we monitor the performance.
We will mention that there is a feeling developing in Parliament that your department has been established to micromanage and at times to usurp the free legislative mandate of Parliament under the presidential system. And you can count so many of them. You have NHIF to shift, you have affordable houses, you call it what? Affordable housing. Affordable housing, NHIF, there was corruption. Instead of strengthening the structures, you are having a new regime whose head, tail, and any other thing you don't know. To what extent do you take blame?